Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, there was a very serious question asked on behalf of 850 seniors that face eviction essentially from where they are living a week from now. And that was whether or not the minister would restore funding for a critical program and critical services that those seniors rely on to make sure they have safe and secure housing. Can we get a clear answer from the minister, not deflection, not much work to do, not blaming governments from 1942? Can we get an answer from the minister on behalf of those 800, most importantly for those 850 seniors? Will they have funding extended by this government, yes or no?
Yes.
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Again, we know that this was a temporary measure that was brought in at a time when it was very much needed. But, Mr. Speaker, what we need is a sustainable, long-term model of care for seniors. And, Mr. Speaker, that is exactly what we are focused on. And that means hearing from operators as they go through this transition, as they are speaking up, as we are working with the BC care providers, they are monitoring and talking to their members as well. We know that this funding has been used in a variety of different ways by different operators. And, Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue to work with them. But at the same time, Mr. Speaker, we have to address the root cause. And the root cause is adding more healthcare workers into that system, providing the supports that seniors need when they're living in these facilities. Mr. Speaker, that is adding more training seats, that is making the healthcare, Mr. Speaker, that is making the program where people can earn and learn and become a healthcare assistant more accessible in more communities around this province. We are deeply committed to that work. We're going to continue to do it.
Member supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, no timeline, no firm commitment from this government on anything today. Much work to do. We have continued the hard work. We are aware of the hard work. That's what we hear. That doesn't get schools built. That doesn't get schools that have been under the threat of being decrepit or burned down, and a minister that's unaware of which schools we're even talking about in this province. Yet Bill 15 was supposed to expedite those schools being rebuilt. I come from a district that had a school burned down. It took 5 instructional years for this government to replace a school at a site that a school used to exist on. That's the track record of this government, not previous governments, this government. We ask questions about in the middle of a housing crisis, in the middle of an affordability crisis, we ask the minister questions around a 92-unit housing project that still hasn't opened its doors, doesn't even know what units we're talking about, let alone a date for when those units might be open for people to live in. Again, I come from a city that has 42 units that were supposed to be open 2.5 years ago. We still can't get a date for those units either. That's this director. We have a government trying to lecture us about poverty reduction, yet they forget that they had a campaign promise that seniors were going to get bus passes. Where are those seniors' bus passes, Minister? Where's the $1,000 grocery rebate? The list goes on of broken promises from this government, no one else. Much work to do on nurses' safety. They acknowledge that nurses continue to see an escalation of violence in the workplace. They acknowledge it's not acceptable, yet they don't provide any answer in terms of a timeline or a deliverable that we can count on. They're going to continue to work on security guards that are not allowed to engage or touch any perpetrator that's actually inflicting violence on those nurses in their workplace. It's not good enough. And all of those are much larger systemic issues that this government can't answer for. So I'm going to ask for a third time today on behalf of the 850 seniors that are terrified of what's going to happen over the next week. They can't wait for nurses to go through training. They need funding to stay in place so their existing housing needs are being met. Will this government extend the funding for those 850 seniors across this province, or should they expect eviction notices over the next week?
Members. Member. Shh. Government House. Members. Government House Leader.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The member keeps saying, just say yes, just say yes. Is that what goes on in their caucus? And the question comes up, do you support our leader, Honourable Speaker? You know,
Members,
on,
members, members come to order. Minister.
thank you, Honourable Speaker. There is no question on this side of the House as to whether or not we support our leader. The real question is on that side of the House, Honourable Speaker, because the only systemic problem they seem to have is getting themselves organized and deciding what side of an issue they stand on and which leader they support, either now or in the future, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, Honourable Speaker, Honourable
Members.
Speaker, this side of the House is focused. This side of the House is
Members.
focused on building this province. We are building.
Members,
We are doing our job. We are doing our job building schools like Hazel Tranbach, Honourable Speaker. We are doing our job by building hospitals in ridings like Fort St. James, Honourable Speaker, which we are opening. We are doing our job by strengthening the rights of workers, Honourable Speaker. We are doing our job on this side of the House with building an economy that will lift people up, Honourable Speaker. By opening up the northwest of British Columbia, by spending more than $195 million on Northwest so that we're getting the roads in place to open the mines that are going to build this province, create the good paying jobs, train young people in this province so they've got a future here, addressing issues of homelessness, Honourable Speaker. That's what this side of the House is doing. They can complain all they want. All they need to do is support their leader. For that, if you say yes,